With Sam Altman, Johnny Ive is dominating headlines right now, just after selling his company to OpenAI in one of the biggest business deals of the year. A move that's about to maybe revolutionize the entire tech industry. Everyone thinks his success comes from incredible design talent, the man behind the iPhone, the iPad, the iconic Apple aesthetic. But here is what nobody talks about. His biggest advantage wasn't natural talent at all. There is something he did behind the scenes that most designers completely ignore. And if you are a professional, entrepreneur, or freelancer, this same thing could give you a massive edge in your industry and help you reach that level of excellence. So in essence, there are three big secrets behind Johnny Ive's success. The first one, and the most important one, as we'll see, is his learning and knowledge, his strong relation with learning and knowledge. And the author of this biography, Leander Canley, he's saying that Johnny Ive was a voracious reader. And reading is, as you know, maybe the main channel of learning. So Johnny Ive was a voracious learner. And when you learn, success is often and naturally the consequence of this. And as Naval said, success is the inevitable byproduct of learning. So learning actually is the first foundation of his succeed. And as I said, is in my documentary. If you want to see it, go definitely check it in my main channel. I think it has almost 500,000 views right now. Is that this pattern you can notice on maybe every single leader in his field, is that extraordinary things cannot be achieved with ordinary knowledge. And so Johnny Ive made the same thing as other field leaders. So for example, Elon Musk learned about aerospatial in 2 to 3 months just before launching SpaceX. Malcolm X also, Leonardo da Vinci, same thing. Mark Cuban is reading 3 hours a day. Bill Gates read about 50 books a year. Warren Buffett is reading 5 to 6 hours a day. Napoleon, same thing. A lot of people are talking about Napoleon, and he's well known because of his high winning rate in battles. But why and what is the secret behind this ridiculous rate? It's just because Napoleon was a huge reader and learner. He learned about the art of war. He learned about all of the experienced war leaders before him. Julius Caesarius, for example, he condensed all of this knowledge in his head to then being able to do great things. And to just emphasize his link with knowledge and reading, and his strong link with this, you can find books, and like this one, for example, books that are just talking about the books that was Napoleon reading. So his relation with learning was huge and very strong. And same thing if we want to go to the professional sphere and entrepreneurship sphere right now, Naval is saying that I probably read 1 to 2 hours a day. That puts me in the top 0.0001%. I think that alone accounts for any material success I've had in my life and any intelligence I might have. So as you see, learning is a recurring pattern of all of these people who made history in their field. And it is the same thing with Johnny Ive. So how did he do it? According to Leander Canley, the first step was to build a solid foundation in design. So he learned a lot about design theory, at first in university, before that with his father, but also in many books after that. So he learned about the basics and the foundations of his field and of his skill. And step 2, he have done what I call downloading others' experience, because actually learning is like you are downloading the experience of most experienced people in your field. So for example, what he's done, he studied the works of the behaviorist B.K. Skinner and the work of Helen Gray, for example. So when you want to have an unfair advantage in your field, you just have to read and to study and to learn about people that are or that was working on your same field just before you and made great things. Because when you are learning from them, you are accumulating their experience and you are downloading their experience. Even if you are a beginner, it's like you have more experience that you should. What Johnny have done, build a solid foundation and then download others' experience. So this is the first secret, learning and knowledge. The second secret is deep work and focus. And as it is said by Leander Canet, is that he had a ferocious intensity about his work. He was calm but very deep. And actually, this highlight was something which changed and which is actually very aligned with how I see productivity as a knowledge worker right now, is that before that, let's say some years and some months before now, I was thinking that focus and flow and deep work was about going fast and doing a lot of things, etc. But actually, what I noticed is that you are much more productive and you are making a much better work when you are focusing, being calm, and just doing precise things. Instead of rushing and trying to do a lot of things and fail and do it again and fail and do it again and fail until you have the answer and until you succeed, just think more, be more deep, and so you will have and make better work. When I read it in the book about Johnny Ive, this is exactly what I was thinking about these days, is that you have to be calm but very deep. And so this is the way Johnny Ive was working. He was doing deep work, focusing, but also being very calm. But the thing is, how do you ensure that what you are doing is a good thing? Actually, it's because of your learning. And it was because of his learning, of Johnny Ive. Because of his learning, his moves were surgical. He was doing exactly what he should do, because when you learned before doing something, you know what to do, you know how to do it, and you know why you are doing it. And that's why then when you are actually working on this thing and building stuff, you know exactly what to do and your moves are so precise. That's why while an ignorant will try 10 times, you will need only 2 attempts because of your knowledge and because of the knowledge base you acquired before this. And the great example of this is Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett, as we saw, he's reading 5 to 6 hours a day. Imagine this. But then when he's investing in some companies, etc., he just have to move slightly his money or pull his money from a company, and that's it. And he knows exactly what to do. And that's why he's earning so much of money. And as he said, the more you learn, the more you earn. And so what permits you and what enables you to have precise move in your work is your knowledge. Okay, so this is the same thing for Johnny Ive here. Great knowledge, great link with learning and knowledge at first, and then being able to do deep work and focus, okay, based on what you learned about. And the third secret is networking, okay? And what you can read about Johnny Ive, and this is also from this same book I'm reading currently, is that he was very serious, but also a really nice guy. He led in a quiet way. He inspired people to work for him. And this is a characteristic I also saw in many people. I think their work are great, is the characteristic of humility. Okay, and humility is so important, even if you are doing great work and even if you have a huge knowledge base and you learned a lot about your stuff. Why? It's because actually it attracts people. Humility naturally attracts people, and arrogancy doesn't. And we have actually in Arabic a proverb which is التواضع سمة النجاح الطغيان سمة الفشل, which means humility is a sign of success and arrogance is a sign of failure. And we can notice this for a lot of people. When you are humble, even if you made great work before and even if you know more about your field than other ones, humility is still an advantage for you, okay? And is still something that enables you to network easily, okay? And also something to notice here is that, okay, his third secret is his networking and have great works opportunity, for example, when he worked with Apple. But actually, this is only the third step of his success. And it's useless to do it before. It's useless to try to network before doing great work and before having a solid knowledge base. Why? Because when you are doing this, when you are trying to network before actually having something to give to the other people, it's like you are going to the market and you are negotiating with people, etc. But actually you don't have a penny in your pocket. And it's exactly the same thing with networking. And that's why Naval has this same vision. And he said, and you can find it in this video, he said that I really think networking is overrated. Go do something great and your network will instantly emerge. Right? So don't think that networking, because it's the one of the secrets of Johnny Hive's success, you have to network. No, first you have to do this, and before that you have to do this, right? So first learn, then build something great, then prove and expand. And proving and expanding is about networking, actually. So if you go backwards, Johnny Hive's success is built on his networks and opportunities. When you talk about Johnny Hive right now, you think about Apple, Steve Jobs, iPhone, etc. But why? Because he had this opportunity, because he was doing something great and his work was insane. But why his work was insane? It's because he was actually a voracious reader and a voracious learner. And we can picture it this way. So imagine this is what we can call the Ive'sberg, okay? So you have the sea level here, you have the iceberg here, and actually what people are noticing about Johnny Hive is only the tip of the iceberg. His success is because he worked at Apple, it's because he worked on the iPhone, it's because he worked on the iPad, it's because he worked with Steve Jobs. Okay, he had these jobs opportunity and these chains. Okay, and it's like this opportunity came to him like this. But when you dig further, you will find that actually why these things came, it's because his work was great. It's because he was doing timeless designs. It's because his attention to detail. It's because he was original. It's because he took inspiration from Dieter Rams, for example. So this is a second level of consciousness. And the third level, when you really know about Johnny Hive, you will notice that actually his success is because learning and knowledge. Same thing at other leaders. He learned about design theory, he learned about behavior, he learned about human psychology, etc., etc. And when you go backwards, you see that, okay, he had great works opportunity, but because his work was great, and why his work was great, it's because he had a solid learning base and a strong relation with learning and knowledge. Okay, so if you want to build this same iceberg for your own professional success, do the same thing. Start with learning and then do great work, and then you will have great opportunities. And that's why I'm saying that the foundation of all this success is learning. And that's why your ability to learn is one of the skills you will get the most benefits from. So for example, you have articles in Forbes talking about the learning quotient, which is the future of business. What is a learning quotient? Actually, you know about IQ, which is intelligent quotient. Learning quotient, it's just your ability to learn. Are you able to learn fast, effectively? Are you able to learn deeply? Are you able to apply what you learn in the business context, etc. This is the learning quotient. This is your ability to learn. And this is the skill I'm talking about right now. Also, Mark Cuban said that actually the thing I learned that was more important than anything else is that I learned how to learn. And this is exactly the same skill. And same thing said by Robert Greene also. He said that learning how to learn is the most important skill to acquire. Okay, so just focus on this. If you want to have a big impact in your industry, if you want to reach excellence in your work, if you want to have great work opportunities, if you want to blow up your business, focus on this skill. Focus on the skill of learning and having a strong relation with this. Okay, so you can learn about this from books, you can learn about this from videos, etc., etc. If you want to go straight forward and if you want to go faster and if you want to take it seriously, I help entrepreneurs and professionals doing it and cultivate this skill and implement it in their day-to-day work. You will find the link down below the video and book a call with me. I'm not a salesman, so I hate this. We are just gonna talk about your project, your objective, etc., and see if I can help you build this huge and timeless skill, which is learning how to learn in the business world, in the professional world. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and see you later.